Freedom is the right to tell what they do not want to hear. CNN, MSNBC, Fox News. Tired of the same repetitive government narratives? Then wave goodbye to the distractions and rhetoric of corporate media. For this is Anti-Media Radio.
But I want to get the language right. The government is in trouble.
You're all a bunch of slaves! Bunch of slaves!
What we need in the United States is not violence and lawlessness, but is love and wisdom and compassion toward one another.
What's your definition of media?
And now, here's your host, S.M. Gibson.
My name is S.M. Gibson, and you are listening to Anti-Media Radio. This is your alternative to the corporate narrative and the mainstream agenda. Make sure to join us every Tuesday and Thursday night live at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. You can listen to us at www.theantimedia.org/radio. And you can catch all of our replays on YouTube simply by searching for Anti-Media Radio. We've got a very special show with you tonight, but before I introduce everybody that is in studio with us, I want to go over a couple of statistics that we like to do at the beginning of every program that the corporate media somehow overlooks in their supposedly unbiased reporting. We have so far had 1,070 people killed by police officers so far in 2015. There have also been 114 officers who have passed away in the line of duty. That number does include 31 by automobile accident, 17 by heart attack, and only 34 by gunfire. The city of Chicago, with its strict gun laws, has seen 2,707 people shot and 453 homicides. And America's great allies, Saudi Arabia, has beheaded 152 people so far in 2015. So go ahead and get to our guest this evening. We just had a Donald Trump rally here in Birmingham over the weekend, and an incident broke out that made national news. Black Lives Matter activist, I'm an idiot tonight, that's okay, Mercutio Southall, Sr., was involved in an altercation while chanting Black Lives Matter and Dump Trump. We are joined in the studio with him tonight. Mercutio, how you doing, sir?
Still alive and kicking.
And we are also joined by another Black Lives Matter activist, Mark Miles. Mark, how you doing tonight, sir?
Doing wonderful.
And as always in the studio, we have our producer, Shannon Madden. Shannon?
Good evening, Mr. Gibson. Good evening, everybody. How y'all doing this evening?
Doing good, bro. Good to see you.
And we are also joined in the studio by the man himself, Kevin Knight. Kevin, how are you?
Hello. Doing great, man. Good to be with such a good group of folks.
Okay, I tell you what, Mercutio, I want to kind of go ahead and turn things over to you for a second and kind of give people the rundown of what happened Saturday and your perspective of the entire situation. I know people have read about it from this source or that source, but now it's going to come straight out of your mouth. Tell us kind of what went down Saturday.
Me and Mark Miles got our tickets a couple days early, and we showed up early. So got in line, but it's still like it was a pretty long line out there. But immediately upon getting there, like people saw us coming up and made the like oh shit, like it's the Negro's face, like it's like it was. I mean, for real. When me and Mark were standing in line, like it was space in between us. You saw how many people were there. I guess it wasn't like the busting at the seams.
Yeah, I was present for about half of of the speech, and I couldn't really take the whole thing. So I left out actually before the incident went down. I probably
You had to wade back through that huge sea of what was it? 10,000
I
people
stood in
there?
the back the whole time. I didn't walk through a sea of anybody. I stood right in the back, and
I mean, the place was packed to the rafters, wasn't it?
No.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it wasn't. Please continue. I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt.
But so went in, and Mark had something to handle, and Sister Alicia came down there with me, so we can go into the event when we were able to get on the inside. Like we were outside for a while, like coordinating, because Carlos, the brother that had the phone, he was there. But he was on the outside. They had got that permit.
So on the inside, there were three of you. There was you, Alicia, and Carlos.
Carlos didn't come in until later. Carlos was outside at the what was it? He was at the protest a block away. Like I said, they had applied for a permit over to protest, and the police stuck them a block, like a block down and over, so like nobody
would see them. Nobody would see
them. And then they still were harassed from the moment that they got there. Frank Matthews was out there. Some other members of
from the
Black Lives
Outcast
Matter.
Voters Clubs. There.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was out there. I saw him with a megaphone in front of the security checkpoint when I was going through. Yeah. So
I love Frank, man. Frank's been a fixture of Birmingham activism for many years.
So me and Alicia finally get through the checkpoint. We go on the inside, and we're just going around talking to people. Sitting there listening, looking at what everybody's doing, the conversations that were being had, and. Like we were trying to get closer to the stage because definitely we want to be able to address.
You want to hear what the guy said?
No, not I want to hear what he said.
You wanted him to hear you, right?
pretty much. Right. Donald Trump has been saying, like, at the very least, very disparaging remarks about black people, about all people of color, and we felt like it was very, very, very disrespectful for him to even come to our city, come to our 75% black city. In the middle of our city, and come down here with that foolishness. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff can't be allowed to happen. Like this is not like the '60s. We're 50 years past that. 50 years past that, and like skipping forward, but it was a lynching that happened like in broad daylight, like a couple of blocks away from the Civil Rights Museum and everything. A couple blocks away from that, a couple blocks away from like Reverend Fred Shuttlesworth statue, and that's real life. That's not nothing that's made up, man. But so we got.
It's within walking distance of the 16th Street Baptist Church.
Walking distance. Me and our brother AV Shabazz went to the memorial service they just had down there a little while ago. But so we get, like I said, me and Alicia were walking on the inside. Our brother AV came in for a minute, and by the time Donald Trump came up finally, and we were walking our way, like trying to get closer to the stage.
At this point, did anybody know? Were they aware at all that you guys were with Black Lives Matter, the BLM?
No. Like I said, it was just me and Alicia. Like I had on a sweater. It's fucking cold outside.
Right.
Alicia had on just regular clothes, and we were just walking together. And like Alicia, Alicia's an activist also. Like she was there. I don't know if y'all like the first protest that we did out in Black Lives Matter. Birmingham did out in on 280. Alicia was the girl that stood out in the road with the banner, with me with the Black Lives Matter banner. And all of us there, me, Mr. Jones, like definitely Brother Shabazz. He's the co-founder, like I said, of Black Lives Matter Birmingham. But she's been around for a while. But she was in there with me. And after listening to everything for a while, we're just kind of looking at each other, like I said, engaging the crowd. And we were trying to work our way close to the stage, and Carlos came. We saw Carlos come in, and it was easy to see him because it wasn't a lot of black people there. You know what I'm saying? He like stood out, and he's tall. So I see him holding up his phone, and while he holds up his phone, I hear him say, I'm live streaming from Periscope, I think. I'm live streaming from Periscope. What did he say? Sorry, y'all know I've been up for a while. I've been in the hospital and everything.
Yeah, you've had a rough 72 hours or better. Yeah.
Still going. Yeah. But like he said, I'm live streaming with Periscope right now. He said inside the BJCC rally, he said we just wanted to let Donald Trump know that he wasn't welcome here. And he said, dump Trump. He said these things. He wasn't screaming or nothing at this junction.
Just talking to into his phone.
I do the same thing too, like take a video and kind of narrate a little bit as you're taking the video. Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Carlos is like a tall black dude and saying something like derogatory about, American Hitler.
Trump,
American Hitler, like pretty much. Just he is like a freaking movie villain, but in real life, like the chancellor out of V for Vendetta, but like in real life, like and people
great movie, by the way.
Great fucking movie, but people still don't see like the parallels. Like this is not like a fiction, that we're experiencing. Like again, I was really lynched in broad daylight a couple of feet away from that. That's not a fiction. This is real life. I mean, that's why it's making headlines or whatever. But this shit happened in real life to a real person, man.
I tell you what, really the most important question. I see you've got the hospital bracelet on. How's your health doing? How are you feeling after everything?
They said I believe I had a mild concussion or whatever. I had a little problems with nausea and some other stuff. I did a couple CAT scans on my stomach, but like I'm still alive. They found no internal bleeding or nothing like that. I'm just sore and gonna be cramping and need to basically like sit my ass down for a couple of days. But unfortunately, like we got shit to do.
Right. Well, unfortunately, I mean that's you didn't wind up actually getting roughed up any worse, which is a good thing. I mean,
I'm not gonna sit there and like turn my other cheek at the bottom of a fucking pile.
Yeah.
Like,
oh no. Well, you can't.
I believe in self-defense. Like every creature on planet Earth has an instinct of self-preservation.
Oh, definitely.
Just because like I'm a black man, that means I'm not gonna exercise mine. Fuck anybody that thinks that was wrong. That's how I feel about it.
Right.
Like okay.
I mean, how can you not? I mean, you're on the bottom of a pile of people.
Basically, I mean, to the point of like the people that protect the president, the people that protect Birmingham citizens. Were witnessing this stuff going on. Again, for the time that me and Alicia even got in there. Once they recognized that I was in there, because like again, like I'm an activist in the area. I have been for a while.
That's why I was curious if anybody else had spotted you before.
Yeah, they spotted me. If you look at the videos on Black Lives Matter Birmingham page, the officer, bald white officer, kind of really sharp nose. I think he had on sergeant stripes then too. He was there at the protest out in on 280, and he was there, and he recognized me, and I saw him making eye contact. I saw them make the.
This is before the altercation.
Before the altercation.
Oh, really?
When was it? 280 was during last Christmas.
It'll be like a couple of weeks before Christmas. It's almost coming up on a year now. Yeah. So when they were following us the whole time, like there was never a part where they were not in constant like visual contact with me, like in multiple
they knew where you were, right?
Directions. Yeah, definitely. Like we definitely don't want to let people forget, like here in Birmingham, that like we're dealing with like military tacticians and actual FBI agents, like Agent Edwards, Sean Edwards, for the press person for the Birmingham Police Department. actually just graduated from the FBI Academy. So he is literally an agent.
We
So
really shouldn't be surprised as much overlap there is between state,
you know,
federal, and local.
Look at the big, not shiny building downtown. You know.
Oh yeah.
But we got him as an agent. We got Deputy Chief Hatcher. Also, like got a nice shiny FBI pin on his lapels. And let's not forget Chief Roper is also General Roper. You know, so we can't
remember him from his tenure in Hoover.
Yeah. So let's not forget. And believe it or not, I have history with these people. You know, Lieutenant Edwards, Agent Edwards was actually Sergeant Edwards when I was in the police academy in Birmingham.
Oh, really?
Really. Deputy Chief Hatcher was actually like Lieutenant Hatcher when I was cadet.
So you saw these guys coming up, and now they've got.
Hold on, wait. And Chief Roper, General Roper, I was his first class. I was the first class when he came in. Like again, I got hurt in the academy, or whatever. But I was in the first class that came in, so I've been around these people. I've like interacted with these people.
Right.
So give everybody real quick, the walkthrough. So Carlos's phone, his phone gets knocked out of his hand. What happens from that moment to the time you end up on the ground to when you get drug out of the building?
And where did it go from just words? There's some words being spoken.
It wasn't. I mean, he led with assault. Like slapping somebody's phone out and saying, "Isn't that assault?"
Right.
Like
definitely.
Straight up.
So like that's what when that happened. Like I moved Carlos to the side and like stood up to the guy. And it's like nothing against Carlos, but like he's like tall and skinny, like look like about 12. Again, I'm not taking it away from him. You know what I'm saying? But like we have a duty to protect each other. We're supposed to be there for each other, like no matter what. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when he said don't touch my shit, Carlos said don't touch my shit. While I was by the time I had got there, and I stood face to face with the guy. And he wasn't nearly as animated as he was with Carlos.
Oh, right.
Like he kind of got quiet.
Right.
And so while I was staring at him, I stared at him for a couple of seconds. Then I smiled at him, and got Carlos and Alicia. And like at that point, I was like, well, we didn't start it.
Right.
We didn't start it, but from the jump, like I said, when we walked in, the police knew where we were. They had a loose cordon around us.
So is that the moment when you
time.
started chanting? When you started chanting?
That's the moment when we started chanting Black Lives Matter and dump Trump.
Is this after, before, or after the?
This is while.
For people that seen the video, put it in the context.
Yeah, that's what
I'm
saying.
You can be seen chanting, and they don't see that lead up. They don't see the build up.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right here. And so like you start moving toward the crowd and chanting, and of course people start turning around and looking, and Donald Trump eyes, his eyes ticking in the direction, but like he's very camera savvy. He didn't turn his head. He kept going. He was trying to talk over.
Didn't miss a beat, huh?
He hesitated several ticks, whatever.
Right.
But I noticed it. I'm pretty good at security. Like I pay attention to detail.
He knew you guys were there.
Yeah, he definitely knew we were there. And, people start like moving in a line, saying all lives matter, trying to pull like, our hands down, stuff of that nature. Like again,
they were
like
putting their hands on you.
They were pretty much at that point. So like right when that happened, that's pretty much like what you see, from that point on, like when the shoving and stuff started going on, I didn't see like Carlos and Alicia like anymore. Like, I don't know. Like
that must have been a frightening feeling.
Yeah, and again, I have to stress this though. So these were not security members or police officers, this, that, and the other, putting their hands on you. These were just random supporters hanging out in the crowd. Correct?
Yeah, definitely. There weren't
there.
Yeah, these were the Trump supporters. Some of the people.
And you're being shadowed by police, and the police are not doing a damn thing about it.
That's the thing that's in the back of my head now.
Okay, so where were you during all this, Mark?
I wasn't there. We was earlier in line, and I had to go do something.
So you had
I didn't witness that.
But like teamwork made the dream work. Like we worked as a team to get it together. Like Mark got the tickets and coordinated that, and then when he had to leave, Alicia came up to like go inside with me. Like we already like honestly, we already knew, like, if Donald Trump, like, came to our city, like, you know, you were not going to, like, again, come to a 75% black city, like, spouting that bullshit. Like, who do you think you are? You know, this is our town, you know, not the other way around, homie. You know, you running for, like, president or whatever, but you don't got shit yet.
So once they laid hands on you, that's when things kind of escalated to the point of getting
they started,
to the ground.
They started. So like, again, I don't believe in turn the other cheek and shit. You know what I'm saying? I immediately start fighting back. Like, I'm not going to, fuck that, you know? And I keep hearing people say fear or whatever. Like, I really don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only thing I was thinking, like, when all this shit was happening, was like, I'm not about to fucking die today. I got shit to do. You know what I'm saying? I got kids and shit. You know, fuck these fucking people.
Right,
you know,
yeah.
The lady that kicked me in the stomach or whatever, like I did, I kicked her in the ankle as best as I could. The dude that kicked me in the chest or whatever, like I got him in the knee.
On the video they showed, you can see, at least one of the videos I saw, there's a guy that looks like, and he looks like he did hit you.
He was choking me.
Is that? I wondered if that was the same guy.
The black officer that was in the gray suit was kind of blocking the camera at that point. But he was behind me, choking me. I had to punch him in the balls in order to get him the fuck off of me. And that black guy that was standing in front of me was a Birmingham fucking police officer with the gray suit on. You know, and Agent Edwards got on CNN talking about, well, you can't really trust Mercutio. Like, he's the agitator. You know, he's always known as the agitator. Yeah, he actually got on CNN and said that. Like, I was wondering too, like, how do you feel? Like, how would that make you feel as a black person to like look back in history and like see that they call like Reverend Shuttlesworth like the same thing, and see that they call like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King the same thing, and see that you now in that same position are saying that about people that's speaking up for your people? Like, how does that make you feel as a black person? I mean, obviously, I guess he don't feel too bad about it.
No.
But I mean, I would love him, since he wanted to get in CNN and talk about shit. We can't get him talking about this mass incarceration in the city. We can't get him to talk about these programs that they say that they have to help the people reduce the violence, to stop the violence, to funnel these community organizations into the city, and they never have nothing to say to that. They can't give us anything. But you got shit to say to CNN. You don't get paid to fucking go on CNN. You get paid to handle the city of fucking Birmingham. How about you do that shit?
So you're on the ground, and then the officers get involved, and they kind of get you up, and that's when they start dragging you out, according to the video.
Well, the whole time while I was getting beaten, punched, like, you see people hitting me and running away in the crowd. Mm-hmm. The guy that choked me, that got the fucking karate hands, like, yeah, that's why I went back after his ass. Like, somebody, like, again, in broad daylight, this motherfucker was trying to kill me. What the fuck I'm supposed to do? You know what I'm saying?
You can see him still, with his hands.
Yeah, you see him go on the fucking ground too, and he got back up. Like, I was trying, man. I swear to God, man. Maybe stop talking if I get myself with some kind of trouble. But like real shit, man. Like I will fight for my life, man.
So what happened once they got you outside? Because everything else is pretty much documented on the video.
When they got me outside, they were trying to get me to go around like to the left of the building, and I'm from fucking Birmingham. Like, I know the layout of the city. Like, ain't nothing around there. Why the fuck we going this way while I'm surrounded by all?
About how many people were with you?
At this point, like, what do you mean with
like the officers that escorted you out?
Did people follow out? Was it just the arresting officers?
I wasn't fucking arrested. I was not arrested.
Was it just the police officers that were there with you?
It was like all the people that were at the security checkpoint, the TSA people, the Secret Service people, the Birmingham Police Department. They had Birmingham police officers, some plainclothes, some in suits, people that I would assume were from the Donald Trump, whatever the fuck his name is.
Donald Trump. Donald Trump, I love that one.
Yeah, fucking retard. Like, how the fuck do you not, man? How do people not realize that he's speaking on immigrants? he himself is a son of an immigrant. How fucking stupid do you have to be? He married immigrants. How fucking stupid do you have to be not to realize that he is speaking about what he is?
Well, unless you're actually Native American, everyone's an immigrant.
Pretty fucking much.
In America.
And
yes.
speaking on that, like, you know, he really need to know that, like, black people are indigenous to all lands in history. Like, all lands that are in the world are, you can trace their ancestry back to Africa, right?
Absolutely.
Back to Ethiopia. So if you want to talk about like some real shit, Donald Trump, you know, I would love for him to do a ancestry.com like test on himself, like he want to talk about fucking Obama checking his birth certificates and shit. I would love to see Donald Trump like get on national TV and take an ancestry.com test and like read it on national TV. But I would also love for him to, like, you know, have like a gun right there with one bullet in it so he can fucking kill himself when you read it. It's gonna be some real scary shit.
I tell you, okay, the moment for me in the rally that I actually witnessed that I just kind of hung my head in shame over was when the crowd started chanting, "Build that wall, build that wall." That was just so disturbing to me, and brought up kind of visions of 1930 of just this mob of people.
Yeah, a couple of years ago we were tearing down walls in Berlin, but now we want Donald Trump.
It's true, like, you know, the Republican Party in really, you know, Americans in the 80s were about, you know, tear down the wall, and you know they say, oh, they all, you know, quote unquote love Reagan, whatever. He was just another politician too, but now it's the same people that are chanting, build that wall, build that wall.
And it's funny you bring that up because at that moment we also started to unify with the Soviet Union, Russia at that time. And where are we at with Russia today?
Especially after today with the Turkey incident. But, you know, that's...
Turkey incident, yeah. The possible beginning of World War III.
It's a scary thought. Okay, so Mark, when did you first hear what had happened to your friend, and what was your first thought?
Mercutio called me. He called me on the phone. He's like, Mark. He's like, transport. So I'm like, okay. So boom, I hop in the car because I was handling the situation. I hop in the car, go pick him up, like on down the street, and he kind of give me the rundown. He was giving me a little bit of the rundown because when the police took him out, they were still trying to monitor him. I think it was like a officer on the. You got those things.
The Segway.
On the Segway, you know, trying to escort him over there.
I finally found Carlos and Alicia after I made them take me the opposite direction where I knew people were. Carlos and Alicia were on the next block over. Mm-hmm. So I had linked up with them over there, and Alicia they ended up taking me to that point.
And that's how I found out about it. Then everybody started calling me, let me know Mercutio had dead. Was he okay? Then like 100,000, like a.
What was your thought when you first saw the video? How long was it before you saw the video?
Probably it might have been a couple hours. Well, my thought was just like I was supposed to be there. You know, so I wanted to make sure
it went up pretty quick.
Yeah, it went up pretty quick.
It was a little past. Okay, the rally I believe started at 11, and it was maybe noon, and this was already spreading around town when it happened.
Somebody sent the video to my phone. I was just like, you know, I was supposed to be there. You know, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? You know you're supposed to be there, and you see this happening to, like, one of your best friends. Mm-hmm. She's like, man, it just make you mad, you know, because I know I was supposed to be there. And not saying the situation would have been different, but it wouldn't have went down like that, you know. So
the situation should have never went down like that at all, because first off, everybody needs to keep their hands on themselves, regardless of whether they believe or don't believe this or this, that, and the other. We all have to give each other space to believe in whatever we're going to believe. But
we've learned that since kindergarten.
But at the same time, though, once you start putting your hands on somebody. On a man, me as a man, if somebody puts their hands on me,
a man, like,
I'm sorry.
Not forgetting that Alicia Irving was with me, like,
we had
again, like I protect fucking people, you know, especially like my women, you know, like fuck, I mean, you know, and not fuck Carlos, but like, you know, Carlos is a man at the end of the day, you know, he better put his hands up, you know, if he has to, but like the females, the sisters, you know what I'm saying? Oh fuck no, you know. That's why, like, I was.
Now, do you know if anybody like put hands on her or?
I I didn't even like I said, we had
because y'all got separated.
Yeah,
so you don't.
and like again, like I always end up taking point when you know, when stuff starts going, you know, Ari or whatever. But I didn't even you know, like when stuff, you know, when the fists and everything started coming in, like I didn't know where they were.
So if you had one message for Donald Trump after all of that, what would it be?
Fuck you, number one. You got all that fucking internet access. Your dumb ass need to do a little bit more research before you pop off at the mouth to copy a line for President Obama. Like you were on stage talking about leadership and that you do all your dirty work for yourself. And a couple of months ago, I believe you said, like on one of your fucking articles, that you would punch a Black Lives Matter member in the face, you know, yourself, if you had the chance. So, you know, but I didn't see you run your bitch ass off the stage, you know. Like, you know what city I'm in, you know. Whenever you want to come and punch me in the face, especially since you said, you know, it should have happened. Like, do your dirty work yourself, bitch. You know, I would definitely say that. He's not going to be president. Like, there's no way possible. You're going to win the Black and Latino vote.
He is currently leading the GOP right now. And what is that worth?
Like for the Nazi Party?
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about?
That's about the size
the people that were chanting "All Lives Matter" while they were like stomping on a black man, chanting "All Lives Matter," and which everybody, like, by the way, we've shown America that showed America that all lives matter really means shut up, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
The thing for me, and we talked about this, is for me, it's like, you know, when people sit here and say all lives matter, it's like, you know, going in, it's like, okay, all lives matter, but then all of a sudden the first thing you hear is build that wall, build that wall, build that wall, and then Syrian refugees are coming over, oh no, we can't have this either. It's like, well, what's your definition of right?
Or better yet, and I think this will probably drive the point home a little bit better, is as you're being led out in the video, for the people that are listening that have not seen the video, this is exactly what it sounded like in the tone and timbre that it sounded like. Y'all ready? All lives matter! All lives matter! Now you do your own research or conclusion on that.
I mean, that's pretty much what it was. Like I said, from top to bottom, it was a lynch mob. From the top to the bottom, it was a lynch mob. From the top to the bottom, all lives matter means shut up, nigga. You don't hear them talking about the Native American activists. You don't hear them talking about Kenya. You don't hear them talking about Nigeria. You don't hear them talking about the mass genocide and crimes being committed against people of color all over the globe, from the mass sterilization of like 500,000 people in Kenya. We still finding out people that's being sterilized in jails from the testing of syphilis to black people in America. Like, I mean, how much? And then, oh my God, and I'm so happy that I said that. Donald fucking Trump, speaking of research, right, with that dumbass fucking statistics that he put out. How about you do a little bit of research on, like, how many people that white people have killed in the history, like, of mankind, like, through those smallpox blankets, through mass sterilization, through putting in the oven, through bombing the shit out of them, like in Palestine. Like right now, you know, like, fuck those people too, by the way. Evil is evil, you know. I think he needs to do a little bit more research before he says anything.
You say, you know, you mentioned the statistics that, and I'm 99% sure that it was Trump, because I was just reading about your incident again from several different sources, and I was going back to one, and doing so, I was reading that one of these statistics that it's apparently, I'm sure you guys may have seen, it's a meme going around, and
Trump tweeted that meme out.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was actually that originated from a Nazi sympathizer. Yeah, right. Exactly. Comparing various percentages or ratios of people killed, of blacks killed by whites, blacks killed by cops, and so forth. But amazing, you know, that, you know, he suggests you go back and look at his figures and get his statistics. And that even in the bottom of the website, who they link to, the organization is non-existent whatsoever. You know, and I think, you know, where's the media on that? They like making fun of Trump, or they'll diss Trump for certain things, but that's the kind of credibility. That's where he loses a lot of credibility.
And why the hell does Donald Trump, of all people, get a pass for saying some of the shit that he does, that other previous presidential candidates, both Republican or Democrat, have never been able to get away with, ever.
It seems like, the crazier and more outlandish he gets, the more support he gets.
Right.
Because that's how people really feel, though. And that's why people can resonate.
But I'm just wondering why in the hell, like, I mean, again, like, people believe they're racist when I want to, like, fuck them, I can't please everybody. But I can't believe, like, again, a 75% black city with a black mayor and a black police chief, he was even allowed to be able to come to this fucking city after saying that stuff, and you saying you for your fucking people. Like, that is absolutely fucking ridiculous.
And the mayor of Birmingham, William Bale, is actually the president of the Black Mayors Association for the United States.
Yeah, he went to Ferguson, all that good kind of shit. Along with the agents and generals and presidents. Oh my!
Can he actually keep something like that from going on, though? Whether or not,
That's a good question, because the city owns the Civic Center, don't they? Or is it owned privately? I don't know the answer.
They were trying. I don't know. They were trying to trespass me from.
I don't know.
They were trying to trespass me from the sidewalk.
Well, we used to get ran off up there for skating out there on their handrails and stuff all the time, so we gave them hell. But I guess I'm not the person to ask, but I'd be curious. I mean, and I'm all for First Amendment rights, so I wouldn't say I'd want to. That I want to see them ban him. If anything, that would probably give his supporters more.
It would.
There's plenty of people that would capitalize on that. But I think
and that's where you do get into a gray area, right?
Definitely right.
Because you can't turn around and be the exact same way to him as he wants to be, because it is about freedom. But at the same time, Mercutio has all the rights in the world to go up there and let his side be.
Well, I mean, it was really for the safety of our people. When you get apparent, like if you look at like again, we're talking to Donald Trump. Like we look at the statistics of like mass shootings and mass bombings and stuff in American history. It's by like that lone white person. The Dylan Roof, like all that kind of stuff. Like I'm saying, like, if we're going to be scared about something, that's something to be pretty scared about. So, like, just from the safety of your citizen standpoint, not just that. I mean, I'm just showing it, like, how I look at it. Like, all the stuff that we got going on in Black America right now. If our leaders aren't standing up for us, then we don't need to call them our leaders, and they don't need to be able to speak for us.
I think that goes for every community across the country, no matter what color, what ethnicity. I started to say what breed, but it doesn't matter what stripe you are. You're not being represented by your government.
You got to be a representative. And the fact, like, again, Birmingham police sat there and, like,
your leader should have the interest of the people in mind.
The police should have. It says protect and serve. Like, if I'm not mistaken, they still say that shit on the side of police cars.
A lot of them do, yeah.
Well, they were paid security for Trump anyways at that point. I mean, if you want to get down to it, how was their boss? They weren't going to do anything to piss their boss off.
I mean, there was one billionaire in the room. And that's who they were going to protect. Mm-hmm. As far as, and I'm not talking physically protect, I'm talking we're going to protect what he's saying is this is the gospel. Mm-hmm. And we're going to stand in front of it and kick people out if you're disagreeing with this message. Mm-hmm. It's bigger than just, physical this, that, and the other. It's about the propaganda and letting that propaganda resonate to a group of people. And using the fear as a tool, which every single politician does, and Trump seems to do it masterfully because he's leading in the polls, is to manipulate people with fear.
Mm-hmm. And he grabs a hold of the despair they feel. A lot of people do ultimately feel a lot of despair.
That people like him are going to cause when they get in office. Because they voting against their own interests. Right. Like Donald Trump is a fucking rich dude. He don't give a fuck about you at the end of the day.
And he basically he tells you.
That's the kind of shit that Martin Luther King was saying before. Like he really got killed. Like he was saying like the poor white person, like at the end of the day, like you get treated the same as the black people. They look at you the same,
It's more about class.
Oh, that's what Martin Luther King was saying, before he got killed. When he started talking, he started sounding a little bit more like Malcolm X to me, and started talking about, if we do this together, And people don't realize that, you know, if everybody that's saying all lives matter, I wouldn't have had a problem with all lives matter if the people that were saying all lives matter were out there with us when we were saying Black lives matter, because it's black in it's not that part of that all that you speak of, you know. So
it's not the terminology that offends you. It's
the application. Mm-hmm. Like, what's your application? If all lives matter, why people are out there saying Black lives matter? Why are you not out there with them? If stuff is happening that's wrong anywhere, like Martin Luther King said, injustice anywhere is effective justice everywhere, right?
That's right.
So why are we not saying nothing about, why is nobody changing their flags for Nigeria or Kenya? Why did nobody change anything for the 9 people that got like murdered inside of a church in our great Christian nation?
Well, you know, it's funny you mention that because Facebook claims that this was a new tool that they just so happened to have been able to launch it right after the France.
After that, with all the world,
days right after,
with all those worldwide like monuments,
right.
That were red, white, and blue in the colors of France at the same time. Facebook too. Wow,
right.
That is such a fucking coincidence.
Oh, right.
Okay, I tell you what, I'm gonna have to steer the topic a little bit because this is huge in the news right now,
Yes,
and I have to get both of y'all's take on this.
Okay.
Minneapolis, the situation today, and Chicago, what's come out in the past few hours with Chicago. For those of you who haven't heard, there were 5 activists shot in Minneapolis, and in Chicago there was a video released from, it was last year when the incident happened. October of 2014, but 17-year-old Laquan McDonald was shot 16 times and killed, and the dash cam footage came out today. He was clearly unarmed in the video. Doesn't show him trying to fight back. He was standing in the middle of the road. Still really no answers as to why he was standing in the middle of the road, but the last time I checked, standing in the middle of the road doesn't warrant a death sentence, which is what it looks like happens on the tape.
That's exactly what happened.
And the other incident was over. Jamar Clark was 24 on November 15th, was killed by an officer in Minnesota. And the protesters from that incident, 5 of them were shot. As of right now, it appears they're all going to live and hopefully be okay. Mark, what's your take on everything? I know we were watching the video of one of them earlier.
I guess that's why we fight every day, you know. Because I don't want my son to be Trayvon Martin. I want my son to be Laquan McDonald. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's why we have to continue to fight, because you could just be walking down the street, you know, whether you're guilty or whether you're innocent. You know, no, if they are accusing you of something, at least get it right to have a fair trial. You know, not judgment right there on the street. And it's just happening too often. Though. That's why we do what we do. Because I don't want my brother here, him, or even you. You know what I'm saying? To experience that. So that's the reason why we fight right now. And that's why we had to intensify the fight, you know, because it seems that every time this happens, like, it's the same thing. Like, do this, then it might have a riot in Chicago, we tear up our own stuff, and then it's like we right back at square one. And so I just feel like this is now a never like time to organize like mass, not just like demonstration, but like mass demonstrations now.
Now, what do you think is going to take place in Chicago right now? Because it looks like there's definitely people out on the streets, mm-hmm. and they should be. I mean, there's a video mm-hmm. of a 17-year-old getting shot 6 mm-hmm. times in the middle of the street, and he's unarmed.
Mm-hmm. I know it's a lot of people.
16,
yeah. I know it's just a lot of people that got raged, though. You know what I'm saying? Just seeing that, and seeing like this constantly. You know, this constantly happens. This just happened and it happened again. Now it's happening again. So it's just like people, because I was just tweeting with my friend in Chicago. She's like, they blocking the intersection. They done already blocked like 6 off. They blocking off every street, every highway. So Chicago, you know, might be the next Ferguson in a couple of hours.
And the thing, and this is kind of, and let me get both of y'all's take on this. I see the real frustration stemming from it's as just absolutely despicable as it is. These people are getting killed. It's double just spitting in people's faces when someone's killed, and then they turn around and say, "No harm, no foul." They've still got their job. They're not going to go to prison. You can, I can at least personally understand you're in a situation, you've got some cop that's not experienced, he goes and kills somebody he shouldn't. I feel like it shouldn't have happened 1,000 times this year of cops killing people, but I understand that's going to happen. But when it does, look at the evidence. Okay, was this person unarmed? If they were, you go to prison for the rest of your life because you murdered someone. And we don't see that.
And I think
we don't see justice. There is no justice.
Vacation, they'll ride the desk for a little while, and then they're back out on the force. And of course,
to me, that's the biggest slap in the face. It's like it really is saying that lives don't matter because
that have gone through this and that wind up back on the force and then do something worse, and then do something worse, and then somebody dies. Then a woman gets raped. Then children get fooled with things like that. I mean, it's incredible. What other job in America can you do something like that and screw up that badly and still have a job at the end of the day? When you kill somebody, intentionally kill somebody because you're too lazy to chase them, or you're too lazy to go back to your car and call him back up and go through a manhunt and drag it. No, we're going to end this now, Pop.
And the case of the young guy, the young kid that was killed, he was actually laying on the ground for 12 seconds before there was a 12-second pause before the rest of the shots were fired. What goes through a person's mind, especially knowing that this person is laying on the ground, you're still emptying a magazine full of shells at this person.
Well, it's not safe to do anything and be black at the same time in America. Like, we can't listen to loud music, Jordan Davis. We can't have sweet tea and Skittles, that's we can't actually have our hands behind our back in police cars. We can't run from the police.
That's for people who don't understand what he's talking about. He's referring to the couple of cases now, right, where suspects have ended up dead with their hands behind their back.
We can't run. We can't actually go to jail and survive. Our sister Sandra Bland.
Well, there was also the case of Matt Black in Savannah, Georgia.
All over the place. Like you can't be butt naked with your hands in the air like Aaron Hill. We can't go to pool parties. The little girls getting guns pulled on them and everything. Right?
Can't go to Walmart.
We can't go to Walmart and play with a toy gun in Walmart. Even though like in Texas, if you're white, you can go in Walmart with an actual gun and buy fucking Oreos.
Or be 12 years old and play in a public park with a toy gun.
Exactly. Like, what can we do and be black in America
all
at the
those
same fucking time?
Isolated events,
isolated incidents. But they want black people. They want us to feel like ISIS is our biggest threat.
Right.
Like, no, in America, our biggest threat is America. As Americans, I've never seen ISIS. I never seen ISIS shoot a 12-year-old playing with a toy gun. Actually, they probably would encourage me. That's what
okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. What would you say to the person that would sit here and go, "Well, the president's black, so"?
No.
Yeah, those same people are saying Obama is the reason why race relations are so bad in America right now. And then you ask them why, it's basically like they're saying, well, because he's black. I mean, for real. Obama has set race relations back by 50 years in this country. Well, what did he do, sir? What does he do so bad? Well,
he got elected.
Really, he's black.
There's no.
Come on, he's black.
There's no argument. That's when you know that people are used to speaking to the choir.
Predominantly old white men shut down the fucking country because he's trying to provide health care to people. I'm no Obama ass kisser, but he did that, right? So but they shut down the whole fucking government. They were telling people, soldiers, families, and that fought for this fucking country, that they were responsible for burying their own fucking family that died in the service of this fucking country, but they can hire security to keep people from going into the World War II museum. How many more years those guys even got left, and y'all got security during a government shutdown to keep them out, and you didn't shut out your fucking pay? Your pay was not shut down? Come on, man. I can't be the only one that's,
right. It's hypocrisy. It's ridiculousness on every level. At the federal, state, and local. We've seen Bentley get into the same stuff as the federal government when they talk about sequestration. They're cutting stuff, and not a single politician that voted on a lot of this mess gets their pay cut, but all the essential services are threatened. You go, oh, we're expecting, if your house burns down, you may not have anybody come to put it out. The cops are
that's what they threaten you with.
Right. The cops are literally going to stop coming to work the next day.
Grab a hose and put their own fire out.
Right.
I don't know, personally, when they said the IRS wasn't going to work, I was kind of excited about that one. But
Oh, yeah.
that was just
Well,
me.
who wouldn't be?
I was okay with that part of it. So, okay, what do y'all believe is the solution? What is the answer here? How do we get to the next step, and what's the positive direction to take?
It's like at this point, I think we're at the pretty much at the or else portion. We can't do anything. We can't do anything and be black at the same time. We've turned the other cheek. For me, this is me talking. For nobody but myself. We've turned the other cheek. We didn't had faith like a mustard seed. We didn't love our enemies. We didn't did the slaves obey our masters. We served in the military. We take out the trash. We cook the fucking food. We're doctors. We're lawyers. We're students. We're children. We're 7-year-old that sleeps in our bed in our house that get killed while we're asleep. We are we are those people. I'm sorry, man. I've been up for a while, man.
No, I think one of the solutions is economics, though.
I agree.
We definitely have to have those. We have to have that for our community, though. We have to start supporting our own. I think at this point, America has shown us that integration and them counting on the state as the barometer of morality is not really going to work for us. We've been asking for years for equality, holding up signs saying I am a man, and stop killing our children and all that kind of stuff for years, and it's not really working out for us. If you look at the jail population, if you look at the numbers, we still live in slavery, from the slaves' wages that's being paid. If you have nothing more, when you get paid, you only have enough to pay your bills, and that's it.
We've got to remember that state is not your friend.
I tell you, for me personally,
it's not morality. We shouldn't use them as a barometer of morality. They've never been.
No, not
well, I don't understand how people. I personally look at things. For me personally, the words of Dr. King and the nonviolence is the way I would like to see things happen. But at the same time, you have so many people, like you said, look to the state as how they gauge their morals, and yet the same government is bombing countries all around the world. Mm-hmm. They choose to answer everything with violence, and yet they're the gauge of our morals. And yet they're
telling us no violence too.
Exactly.
Notice this, I'm not trying to be funny. When I said that he knocked the phone out of Carlos' hand, everybody in the room was like, "Oh shit," it would have been on right then.
Yeah.
But when I say, we need to fight back against people that's doing stuff like that against us. I would like to go to nonviolent route. We all would like to go to nonviolent route. We all would. We've been doing the nonviolent route. The people in Minneapolis were literally doing the nonviolent route a block away from the motherfucking police station. They were doing that shit. Singing "We Shall Overcome" is not solving our problems. It's not doing it. And until people respect us enough to not do this shit to us, not hang our women in fucking jails, not beat our women on the side of fucking roads and shit, not lynch people in broad daylight, not shoot at peaceful protesters, not kill children in the playground, not kill people while they sleep, not kill people when they get in car accidents, ask for help. When they stop doing that shit right there, that's when I start believing in that's when I start believing in nonviolence. When singing "We Shall Overcome" starts solving that shit right there. Because we've been doing that shit all the time we've been here. I absolutely positively believe in self-defense. I hope to God that some brothers and sisters go up there and stand with those people. And everybody that's saying that they're not racist, Why are we not up there standing next to those people that are being murdered next to a police station in America? How can you say that and not do that? If you saying that you're not racist in that city, all the people that watch football in that city, all the Minnesota Vikings fans, y'all love Adrian Peterson, right? So like, but it's not Adrian Peterson. This is some black kid, right? But you're not racist.
It's selective outrage.
Exactly. The stuff that's going on in Palestine. Oh, fuck those kids. 100-some people in France. Facebook. Let's change all the colors over the world to France's colors. You know, that's real fucking life. A couple of weeks before fucking Christmas in the United States, and specifically in Alabama, in the Bible Belt, right? In the Bible Belt, you got a presidential candidate saying no to Middle Eastern immigrants around the story of a Middle Eastern immigrant that needed shelter.
I know. It seems like
Hold the Bible in one hand.
How fucking stupid is Donald Trump?
And the same weekend, bring this up, the same weekend of the Paris attacks, there was a terrorist attack in Nigeria.
No nothing. No Facebook profiles, none of that shit.
Beirut as well.
Yeah, Beirut too.
Okay. Yeah, like nobody wants to talk about that shit.
Yeah, it was
like
32 killed, 80 injured.
But again, no profile pictures, no songs. Did anybody even see it? Did anybody see it anywhere besides like sites like you guys?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I saw a headline, but no, didn't see it
no,
kind of mainstream.
Because again, the whole world shows us over and over again that black life does not matter. Like again, like if everybody wants to talk about equality, everybody wants to talk about peace. Again, that takes people standing together.
It takes everybody working together.
If you look at the profile picture on Black Lives Matter Birmingham page, it's a slave owner or somebody with a whip standing over a whole bunch of people, and one person stands up and he still cracked the whip. Then like 7 more people stand up and he still cracked the whip, and like 10 more people stand up, but he still cracked the whip. But when everybody else stood up, he bowed down to the fucking people. Mm-hmm. So all the people that's out there saying that, again, that they're not racist, that they want this shit to be nonviolent. I think John F. Kennedy, the one that said it, those that make peaceful revolution impossible make violent revolution inevitable. Inevitable. Yeah. That's some real shit. You know, it's still relevant now. It's fucking sad that it is, but it's still very relevant now.
We've got just a couple minutes here. Geez, the hour has passed us by really fast.
It's been a great discussion, man. It really has been.
I tell you, Mark, have you got any final words for everybody out there, and just kind of your overview of everything?
I just want everybody just to continue to fight, man. You know, that's something that we must do. You know, whether we're in Birmingham, whether we're in Minnesota, whether we're in Chicago, you know, this is a fight that we can win. And so I just want everybody to continue to remember the fight. And my brother also has a GoFundMe page. I think it's under Mercutio Southall. Is it right?
I think so. Somebody's setting it up now, but I don't really.
Yeah,
like
but we're really trying to like do some major stuff in Birmingham. And so we're just trying to really get the finances and resources we need, you know, to just really make something major happen in Birmingham, sort of like what Fred Shuttlesworth and other people did before. So that's why I love being on this interview right now, you know, because like what you guys post is what people look for to post, you know. So I just want to commend your side on just being 100, keeping it real, you know, because when you think about media, you think about bias and something that's twisted. So you're already looking for a distorted view. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to thank you guys, not just for the interview, but for the work you guys do, because it's so important, man, because all over the world.
Hey, thanks for the work that you guys do, man. And it's really awesome that y'all came to talk to us tonight. Somebody slapped the phone out of my hand, and it's fucking on.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying.
Why is it when we are, like, again, like the world, when it's black people, it's like, no, guy. Let's start singing "We Shall Overcome."
I will tell you what, I really appreciate you coming in tonight, sharing your side of the story for everybody. Everybody's heard it firsthand account now of what happened at the Birmingham rally with Donald Trump.
The Birmingham lynching.
That is it for us tonight. We will be back on Thursday. Make sure to check out the replays on YouTube. Anti-Media Radio. This is SM Gibson.
Trump. Fuck Trump.
Out.
Hello.
I'ma let them know through the stereo. Yo, here we go through the stereo.